guys? Welcome to 2019 Poshfest. My name is Chris. I go by Daily Refinement Online. I'm actually going to step outside because it's a little bit noisy. But I want to give you guys the 5 things I learned the most about at Poshfest. These would be my 5 best tips for you guys. And unfortunately, some of these topics weren't covered by the Poshfest team, but I'm gonna go over the best stuff I can with you guys right now. Sorry, it's super noisy. Okay, number 1. Sorry, busy. Number 1 is, guys, people are listing things that get a lot of likes, but not a lot of sales. So what they're doing is they're listing items that are not relevant as far as the actual sales data. They're listing things that are popular. Like for example, if you list a Gucci purse, it may get 600 likes, but never sell. Guys, it's way too loud. Sorry. So anyway, you need to really pay attention to solds. I definitely recommend if you are on Poshmark, check the solds on eBay to get an idea of how many items are actually selling on the larger markets. Then take those to the smaller markets, because honestly, people have money in their Posh credit from selling their own items, and they're really going to buy what they want. But honestly, people buy the same thing on every single platform. So you really need to pay attention to making sure you list items that actually sell, not just the ones that trend. Likes don't pay the bills. Likes is just one part of the equation. It didn't matter to me. I never focused on likes. I don't accept best offers on Poshmark because I just don't have time. When you start building a really big closet, focusing on the community can kind of be a time suck. It's important because if you follow people, they will follow you back. But honestly, I really focus heavily on just getting the right items in my store. Okay, number 2 is, no one has mentioned this, but the size of your closet is really important. And I'm watching a lot of the speakers here talk, and if you listen to their sales data, they're doing great, but they don't have very big closets. They're not listing regularly. They don't have a big enough store to produce the income they're looking for. That's really the bottom line. The sales on Poshmark are still very strong, and I'll get into what I think you need to do beyond just Poshmark, but the sales are fine on the platform. I've never had any issues with sales on Poshmark, but I've also really never had less than 5,000 items in my closet. Even now, I'm not really active on there because I've moved towards more brand new stuff on different platforms. My used stuff, I've never really had less than 5,000 items. I never really have any issues with sharing. Also, when you have really popular products, people will find it. You don't need to share it nonstop. And I think that takes me to number 3, which is Poshmark is very much a pay-to-play platform, meaning if you don't pay, your items are not going to be seen. But what you're paying with is your time. When you're sharing your closet, you're basically taking something like Old Navy or Banana Republic or something that's not popular and using your time to rank it higher in the best match. So you're sharing. Otherwise, no one is going to see that item. And on Poshmark, surprisingly to me, there are tons of buyers that just sit there and watch the feed and buy something. And that's incredible to me that exists. But that's how Poshmark works. So the crappier your items are, the more you're going to have to share them. So just recognize that when you buy a nicer item for your store, you're saving more than just the time of listing less items for more profit. You're also saving the time of not having to share it as often. There might only be 10 of that particular item on Poshmark, so you don't have to share it a bajillion times because there's only 10 to scroll through. So your rank as far as where you are on the list doesn't matter as much. Okay, number 4. This is really important. And also, I was told not to speak anything negative of Poshmark because I am filming here. So I won't be negative, and I won't talk about any other platforms in this video, but I will say that if you talk to the big Poshmark people here, they have brick and mortar stores. They list on multiple websites. Poshmark is just one part of their overarching, larger strategy. They're not on only Poshmark. So I just want to be very clear. I cannot recommend Poshmark as your only source of income. It doesn't work that way. You've got to be diverse, and to be honest, being truly honest, I still think Poshmark should never be more than a side hustle for you. don't spend over 20 hours a week. You should be spending your time learning a profession or doing something that's replenishable, meaning you do it one time or a few times and it keeps paying over and over and over again. And that's gonna happen when you really spend time learning a niche, learning a market, really understanding what's selling and really getting into that market. I have met multiple six-figure sellers on Poshmark here. Rarely do they sell over 2 categories, and usually they have a brick and mortar. That's gonna be a little bit sad because having a brick and mortar is not cheap, right? You've gotta basically come up with $30,000 to $50,000 a year extra, but what that allows you to do is it allows you to buy wholesale directly from brands, because brands want to see you have skin in the game. If you want to sell Adidas, if you want to sell Nike, you want to get those accounts with the big companies and get some serious volume, then you've got to put some skin in the game, get a shop, get a brick and mortar, get something that makes them think you are worthy of getting that deal from them, that wholesale contract from them. And that's just like, that's the name of the game. You have to be a multi-platform seller to really succeed. That being said, I think Poshmark should be one of your platforms. I'm not just saying that because I'm here. I've had great success with it, and I really think you guys should take it really seriously. Okay, here's the last one. This is the last tip before I have to go. Guys, the business reality is something that's, I think, really important to understand. When you meet the really big Posh sellers, they spend a lot of time on Poshmark. We're talking about probably 40 to 60 hours a week on the app. Now, I want to be very clear. They themselves are not spending 12 to 16 hours a day on the app, but they, amongst their team of 2 or 3 people, maybe 4 people, I've seen one 5-person team here for Poshmark. Having 5 people on the app, totaling 12 to 16 hours, sharing, listing new items, curating closets, merchandising, meaning making your closet look presentable, that is very different than the 30-minute method or you listing an item here or there. That's totally different. Okay, the level of commitment it takes to make your Posh closet generate like $1,000 or more income is substantial. You really got to spend time making sure your closet has the best stuff in it. The price is relevant. If you have 60 likes and it hasn't sold, and you haven't had any offers, maybe you're priced too high, or maybe you're priced in an only trendy market where people like the item but they're never going to buy. There are tons and tons and tons of luxury sellers here that I don't think are doing as well as the people who sell thrifted goods, just because the market on Poshmark, I feel like, is younger. They're looking for deals. They're looking to get Gucci or Louis Vuitton at mall pricing, $20 to $50 for 150 to 250 items. So just understand, my take on Poshmark is that a lot of the items they sell are cheaper. They're not the more expensive ones. So that's just my personal experience. I haven't been able to find that. I am gonna walk through here, and that's it for my tips. If you guys enjoy this, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.